drive, that look deep within our eyes that we cannot define, cannot coach, cannot learn in any book, in any drill, in any lesson of life. It isn't hard work. It isn't skill. It isn't luck. It is not even destiny. It is much more than that.
It is me. It's something that we've earned going to the Final Four. It's something that many people have always wanted to be able to do. It's an opportunity that we don't want to let go by.
I've had teams that are more talented individually than this one, but I have never had a team that was as cohesive. The sum of this team is much greater than the individual parts.
What is it?
It is that fire that you have inside to win no matter what. No matter if you're hurt, you don't have the most talent. It is just the will to win.
From purely a talent level, experience level, we don't stack up with the other teams that are here. But you know, like I said all year long, we have Diana and you don't.
It is everything we have worked for.
Someone will find it today.
From a sold-out Georgia Dome, this is the Final Four of the Women's NCAA Tournament. More than 28,000 here in Atlanta to see our second semifinal. The Texas Longhorns riding a 17-game win streak, the nation's longest, against the 35-1 UConn Huskies, the defending national champions. The winner will face Tennessee, a 10-point winner over Duke, for the national championship on Tuesday night. Good evening, everybody. Mike Patrick, Ann Myers. It's great to have you with us from Atlanta. Texas is the only number 2 seed to make the Final Four, but from the day we got here, Ann, that's been the buzz. Texas has the goods to go all the way. A lot of people here think that.
This is a team, Texas, that slid under the radar. They had no pressure on them this season because they were 0-4 starting off on the road, and this is a team that they didn't know what they were going to do. They won.
Freaking undersized but powerful front line. Heather Schreiber, Stacy Stevens, the Longhorns' top scorers and rebounders, along with Kayla Bowers up front. Point guard Jamie Carey and Ty Dillard in the backcourt. For UConn, Gino Auriemma goes for his 500th career win tonight. He has coached 3 national champions, including last year's undefeated squad. This is the Huskies' 4th consecutive trip to the Final Four. They'll start Barbara Turner and Jessica Moore up front, along with 3 guards, consensus All-American Diana Taurasi, Maria Conlon, and Ann Strother.
This is going to be a big defensive game, I think. Obviously, tempo is going to be important. Texas wants to run it, but Gino Auriemma talked about we want to run it when we get it, not at their pace, but defense is going to be the key.
Nice entry pass to Jessica Moore, and she gets the first basket. Jamie Carey, number 11, will be one of the keys tonight. She is the point guard for Texas and has an impeccable assist-to-turnover ratio, almost 2.5 to 1.
Well, how about Texas? Only 8.5 turnovers in this tournament.
Carey will take the jumper from the outside, can't hit it. But the Longhorns hustle down the loose ball. Ty Dillard trying to penetrate.
Well, you love when
Bowers.
I'm sorry, Mike. You love when Schreiber and Schroeder come down and they've got knee pads on. Stevenson.
Bowers with the long jumper. The rebound goes to Barbara Turner. Here's Taurasi on the run for 3. Got it! Diana Taurasi, the Naismith Award winner as the best player in the nation. She grabs this loose ball, the rebound off the miss from Bowers, and then tosses this one away.
We might see a lot of turnovers in this game because of it being so up and down.
Schreiber drives in on Taurasi and scores. Heather Schreiber in the NCAA averaging nearly 21 points a game. She has been sensational. Turner backing in on Schreiber, can't hit the shot. Rebound to Bowers.
Connecticut will mix up their defenses, look to play a 1-2-2 zone or man-to-man.
Schreiber likes that outside shot, can't hit it, and Conlon with a long rebound. Taurasi always has her head up, always looking for the open man. Moore. Good defense inside, and the rebound goes to Stacy Stevens ahead. Bowers reverse, got it.
Well, a key matchup right inside Stacy Stevens defensively against Jessica Moore. Moore's got to knock those shots down. She's capable of doing it, but Stevens is very intimidating at 6'1" and can block shots.
Almost another turnover, goes right to Taurasi, and Taurasi dumps it to Turner and draws the foul. Carey gets the foul. The Huskies rode to the Final Four, 91-44 over Boston University, 81-66 over TCU as Taurasi had a career-high 35. Taurasi had a double-double in their next game, and then they knocked off Purdue to reach the Final Four. Strother and Conlon had excellent games in the backcourt in that one. And Connecticut was tough from the free throw line.
As we saw in the last game, how Tennessee was so adept at hitting their free throws. Free throws in this game are going to be big down the stretch.
Carey, the junior who had to sit out 2 years at Stanford with post-concussion syndrome, wears a specially designed reinforced mouthpiece. Stevens, nice baseline cut. Bowers, jumper, won't go. Chases her own rebound and gets it. Nice dish to Schreiber, forced it up. Stevens keeps it alive and is fouled. This is what Texas is so good at. They really don't have that 6'5" player in there, but they've got 6'1", 6'2", 6'2", and they're tough.
Well, they just keep coming at you, and Stacy Stevens, she reminds me of a Wes Unseld. I mean, you don't have to have the size inside as far as height, but her bulk and her strength inside. She's got great big hands to hold on to the basketball, which a lot of players have a difficult time with that strength in the forearms and hands.
A dominant post player. The first one rattles out. She was the Big 12 tournament MVP and all conference. Missed them both. Strother with a rebound. UConn with a three-point lead and the ball.
If there's one player that Gino Auriemma is looking to have a big game out of, it's Annie Strother.
She has been an excellent scorer as a freshman.
She and Jessica Moore are the only two for Connecticut who have started every game.
Tough pass off the hands of Jessica Moore as Barbara Turner missed her.
You know, even though it was a tough pass, Mike, you got to come up with the big plays. You know, you're in the World Series right now. You in the NCAA finals, semifinals, you've got to make the great catches. You've got to make the acrobatic shots and the unbelievable rebounds. And that's what it's all about, is coming up with the big plays in tournament time.
Back-to-back turnovers. Taurasi gives it up to Strother.
There's that pressure defense that Texas forcing Connecticut out of the lane.
Taurasi wanted the ball in the post, but they were doubling down. 6 seconds on the shot clock. Kick it back out. 1 on the shot clock. They don't get it off. Not very good awareness that time by UConn. And their third early turnover.
Well, a Texas team that's only giving up 54 points and 33% in postseason play for their opponent. Their defense, and that's been the root of this Texas tradition in their program. Jody Conrad has always preached defense.
Carey, good head fake. Kicks it back out. In the post, Schreiber can't hit it. Stevens tried to keep it alive and knocked it out of bounds. 15:55 to go first half. UConn with the early advantage on the Longhorns.
The 2000
7-4. Let's check in with Doris Burke. Doris?
Mike, after Connecticut's second possession, Gino Auriemma turned to his assistants and said, Jessica Moore can get anything she wants tonight. In the huddle, he said against Texas's pressure defense, he wants back cuts and he wants to burn them on the back door.
Carey with a great drive and a scoop to cut the lead to 1. Let's see if they can do what Gino was asking for.
We'll talk about Jamie Carey just burning the defense as far as transition, going right back. Uh-oh. Hit Jamie Carey right in the hand. Thank goodness it was not off her face.
And she's grasping that left hand.
But a big concern from Gino Auriemma and his team coming in was a transition defense, and Jamie Carey just attacking Connecticut, not getting back.
Conlon guarded by Carey.
The other thing Gino Auriemma told us before the game, Doris and I, was that if Diana Taurasi's shots are short, watch, that ankle is probably about 50–60%, and that ankle injury has affected her back.
Well, that last possession was the setup to Moore. Carey, excellent ball movement. Ty Dillard missed it long, but the long rebound goes to the Longhorns, and Carey will try a three from the top of the circle. Really not her strong suit, the long-range shot.
Jessica Moore inside. Nice pass by Maria Conlon. And Moore, who's left-handed, with a nice little left hook there. One of her idols, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Good one to have. And I said, Carey's long-range shooting, not necessarily her strong suit. She's a good outside shooter, but she's brilliant when she penetrates and gets the ball to other people. Carey's pass picked off by Strother, and she tried to give it up to Battle, and Battle knocked it out of bounds.
Well, how about the defense on Diana Taurasi? A lot of people said, how do you defend her? Do you let her take the outside shot? Do you get the ball out of her hands? And it was going to be straight up. Bowers was looking for the challenge.
Dillard with a runner, rattles out. Battle, who is really cut and strong inside, gets a rebound. Moore again. And as Doris Burke said, Gino Auriemma believes she can get whatever she wants inside. She has a half a dozen.
Well, Jessica Moore turns over that right shoulder. It's tough to defend left-handed, and Stacey Stevens is allowing Jessica Moore to get deep in the lane.
And that's not like Stevens. She can move anybody out of there. Last couple of trips, Texas has settled for the long shot.
And this is a Texas team that's very well balanced offensively.
Bowers had to force that, got the rebound back, put it in, and drew the foul. Nice play by Carla Bowers.
The Lady Longhorns are relentless on the offensive boards. Everybody crashing, and Connecticut is the type of team, Mike, that they like to get out and run. They know that they can get defensive boards, but right now they're not finding a body. And, as tall as Texas is, they're pretty powerful, too. They're aggressive going after the boards.
Three-point play for Kayla Bowers, and they just gave UConn the point on the free throw. Now they corrected on the scoreboard. It's 11-9.
Annie Strother out of the game for Barb Turner. And this is a small Connecticut lineup. Looking to post up Diana Taurasi with Dillard on her. Nice pass.
Moore traveled. That is the 6th UConn turnover in 6 minutes and 45 seconds of play.
Connecticut averages over 16 turnovers a game and 18 assists, and that's where they like to get a lot of their points, is off the assists, and right now they're struggling.
Fortunately for Connecticut, those turnovers have led to only one basket. Most have not occurred in the middle of the floor. Carry on Conlon. Nice defense by Conlon. She just kept her position, kept her hands up, and knocked it down.
Maria Conlon probably doesn't get as much credit for her ability to play on both ends of the floor. She's really kind of the lost player out there, but she's the perfect player because even though you've got other players to score, you've got to have somebody sacrifice, and she does, and then can come up with a big play.
One of the things Carey was not supposed to do with that post-concussion syndrome was to throw her body around. Well, good luck. That's the way she plays. Conlon with a long three and got it.
Well, and there's a big play right there. Maria Conlon has the ability to knock down the three-point shot, and a turnover by Texas.
Ashley Battle reached in on defense, got a piece, and helped knock it out of bounds off of the Longhorns.
Gino Auriemma putting in some athletes, Turner and Battle, Taurasi, again, going to that forward position, trying to take advantage of her size with Dillard. Jessica Moore having a tough first half holding on the ball.
The 7th turnover. Schreiber, an excellent outside shooter. Heather Schreiber, a 42.3% three-point shooter, has 5, and the lead's been cut back to 2.
Heather Schreiber been moved to the number 4 position at that power forward. It has really opened up her game. Last year, she was just basically a three-point shooter, and now she goes inside. Nice block.
Kayla Bowers blocked the shot by Battle.
You know, we talked about Connecticut, Maria Conlon kind of being the player that gives sacrifices. Well, Kayla Bowers, a 6'2 sophomore, she is just tough defensively and creates a lot of problems.
Schreiber way short on the jumper.
This pace right now is to the advantage of Texas. Connecticut's got to slow things up, run their half-court game, and really kind of be a little bit more patient.
Moore got into the lane, took a tougher shot than it could have been. The lane was wide open. I thought she could have penetrated even more with Stevens behind her.
Well, more inconsistent with her shots right now. You know, Stacey Stevens doesn't do a lot of moving to get open, but she's so strong, and she gets such good inside position off offensive rebounds.
Ball knocked out of bounds to UConn. The Huskies lead by 2.
And now
Year awards with Gail Geston-Kors of Duke. And no rap on Gail, but my question about Gino, if he lost 4 of the 6 top players in college basketball and comes back to go 35-1, you're not going to vote for him this year. When are you going to vote for him?
Well, he was named AP Coach of the Year and USA Writers Coach of the Year. So somebody was looking.
Absolutely.
Right now, I think Connecticut's got to do a better job on the offensive end with some pump fakes because Texas is coming up with some big blocks.
Pull-up jump shot. First 2 points for Nina Norman, the freshman from Houston. She's been a boost off the bench for them this year. 6.5 points a game. We're tied at 14. Strother is back in there. Wilnette Crockett in for the first time, number 23 for Connecticut. Taurasi hasn't had many touches.
I'll give credit to Ty Dillard, the 5'9 senior.
Shot clock at 1, and launching is Strother for a 3. What a huge shot.
But it shows you the balance of this team. Even as young as they are, Diana Taurasi, yes, she can hit the outside shot, but so can other players on this team.
Strother reached in to tie up Stevens, and Stevens, you can see how strong she is. Strother had a good grip on the ball, and she had no trouble ripping it away, but it's a jump ball situation, and back to Texas.
How about Stacey Stevens taking dance? And her dance professor saw her this year take a charge and just fell completely. And so her next day at class taught the whole class how to take a fall.
Taurasi drops it off. Stevens goes down on the floor for the loose ball and knocks it away to Norman. Then back to Conlon the other way. She looks for Taurasi. She wants a 3 and got it. Boy, you knew the second she touched it, she was going to take the shot. Taurasi with a half a dozen.
There's a 2-3 zone shown by Connecticut. And again, I had said earlier, this fast-paced game, you're going to see a lot of turnovers. It may look sloppy, but not sloppy enough where teams are hitting shots.
UConn right now living by the 3. They've hit 4 out of 5, and they have a 6-point lead.
Well, that's a credit to the defense inside for Texas.
Nice job by Stevens to kick it out to Dillard. As she was double-teamed, Dillard had the wide-open shot and gets her first bucket. And now Dillard guarding Taurasi.
And Dillard just takes pride, I mean, in her defense. She's a defensive stopper, but is capable of scoring a lot of points.
Taurasi will try another 3. Can't hit this, and Bowers rebounds. Bowers runs the court very well. Conlon gets back. Bowers tries to scoop and picks up the foul on Conlon. Let's go to Pam Ward. Pam, what do you have?
Well, Mike, we've seen Texas go inside the last couple of possessions, and patience is a virtue, is what Jody Conrad talked about in her failing voice with all the allergies going on. Wants to get the ball inside, attack the basket, and we've seen him do it a little bit more, Mike.
And, of course, that is their strength. And they've got some kids on the bench who give them size, too. Hastings and Williams.
And Norman. Jody Conrad talked about a key in this game was that guard play had to be good for them, but they had to go inside. Once they went inside and defense collapsed, they got to kick it outside, and that outside shot's got to be knocked down.
Bowers, who was a consensus high school All-American in Woodward, Oklahoma, has 6 points. And there's Jamie Carey, the junior, back in.
In this bench that Texas has, they really don't lose anything. You talk about the 3 that come off the bench for them. Hastings and Norman, and they just create so many problems because of their athleticism.
Battle forced that one up. Moore with an offensive rebound. Shot clock continues to run. Taurasi is getting a breather right now. Conlon with a shot clock at 4. She tries a runner. That's a huge shot by Maria Conlon.
Good picks set for Maria Conlon, and that's what you're going to have to do against this pressure defense right now. You've got to be patient, set good solid picks, run the defense into them, and also get some backdoor cuts.
Dillard goes baseline, forced his shot up.
When you're that deep, you can't put the ball down on the floor with that much traffic.
And the freshman Wilnette Crockett made the mistake, and she paid for it with the turnover. 22-17 UConn. Nice drive by Norman, and she'll draw the foul.
Last couple of defensive fouls by Connecticut. Look how they're standing straight up on the defensive end. If they get in a defensive position, they're going to be better balanced and in a better position to take a charge.
Well, the breather for Taurasi won't last very long. She's at the scorer's table waiting to check back in, along with Kayla Bowers of Texas.
Yeah, if you looked at a lot of the bios for these Texas players, a lot of them were on the track teams.
Absolutely.
They are up and down, boy.
Taurasi comes back into the ball game. She is UConn's leading scorer with 6 so far, matched by Moore. Got a timeout, 7:14 to go, first half. UConn up over Texas.
Different play more, well, 4 of 6 from three-point range. But she has had a tough time getting not only the ball in her hand, but in a spot where she wants to take the shot.
And they will do everything they can to get the ball in Taurasi's hands. If anybody's going to carry him, it's going to be her.
But they've got role players that can step up, like a Maria Conlon. She's knocked some big shots down, and Jessica Moore continuing to, they get a foul on Texas, and Jody Conrad cannot believe it.
Boy, that was a break for UConn. Strother's pass for Moore was too high and too strong, and Kayla Bowers was called for pushing.
Nobody cutting for Connecticut. Just get it in on time.
Taurasi switches to the left hand and puts it in. So aware of where the defenders are. 8 for the All-American.
The quick pass by Annie Strother to get it down low to Diana Taurasi, again showing her versatility as far as being able to shoot with either hand.
Norman kicks it back outside to Carey. Shot clock at 9. Got the roll, did Norman. Nina Norman, the freshman from Houston, has a half dozen off the bench, matching her season average already. Little weave outside. Battle, dangerous pass to Taurasi, and she's tied up. Good defense by Bowers. Stevens will come back in for Texas. And Anissa Hastings, who was in there briefly, will sit back down.
And Hastings was just solid. She just gave Stacey Stevens a good rest. Strother wants the ball. They don't give it to her. Jamie Carey on her.
Had a tremendous mismatch in there. And here is the travel as Jessica Moore tries to go through a double team. 11 turnovers for UConn. They still lead by 3 points.
Gino Ariema telling Diana Taurasi not to get frustrated. Staying in their man-to-man defense.
Stevens tries a tough pass to Schreiber. Moore called for a hold, and Gino Ariema really upset about that one.
Well, you've got Jessica Moore, who's a veteran player. She redshirted 1 year and worked out with the team, and then last year was with those 4 seniors for Connecticut, and they called the hold on her. You see the arms are tied up inside, especially when you could see the jersey move.
Yeah, had a big handful of jersey. Bowers, and she traveled.
I thought they were going to call another foul. But they didn't.
June Courteau, Dee Cantner, and Eric Larson, the officials. They have done an excellent job, as well as the crew that worked our first game. Conlon back in for UConn.
And really, being up, as you talk about the poise of this Connecticut team, they're a young team. Whoever thought that they would get this far, they won 70 straight. That is so amazing to think that that happened.
Oh, great passing. Taurasi with the layup and the foul. Just exceptional ball movement. They ran that play exactly the way they run it in practice, to perfection.
The backdoor cuts. Look at the high post. A nice pass. And the good feed by Crockett with Taurasi on the break, finishing the shot. Wants to get to the free throw line a lot more.
Taurasi, an 82% free throw shooter, now has 11 points in the game, and it's a 6-point margin.
You know, this Texas team has been playing so well, and people have felt it's interesting that the defending national champions, Connecticut, has struggled a little bit against Purdue. They let them kind of back into the game, but I tell you, they know how to win it at the end.
It's nice to struggle to a 35-1 record, isn't it? Carey, oh, great pass inside, and Dillard travels. Tuesday at 7:30 on ESPN, the NCAA Championship Special, live from the Georgia Dome here in Atlanta. Then at 8:30, the Women's Championship game, Tennessee against the winner of this game. You can also see it in ESPN HD, the big picture in sports. Strother under pressure, jumper won't go, and that's going to be a foul, I believe, on Turner over the back.
Connecticut foul number 33, Barbara Turner, first.
That Longhorn offense, 33% so far. Only 1 out of 7 from three-point range, but their turnovers right now about half of what Connecticut's are at this point.
Connecticut switching in that 2-3 zone.
Stevens just powers her way inside.
Well, in the Connecticut bench, Gino Auriemma better close his mouth. He thought it was a charge. Nothing was called.
First bucket for Stevens. 4.5 minutes to go in the first half. Almost taken away by Schreiber as she rushed over and got a hand on it.
Stacey Stevens, good position. You can see she doesn't move a whole lot, but goes inside and gets great position. 3 white jerseys all around her.
Taurasi. Dillard got away from a hold, or with a hold, it didn't even matter. Taurasi now has 13.
Well, I love the adjustment that the Huskies have made in putting Taurasi down low and taking advantage of the inside game.
Well, you knew they'd find a way to get her open.
Well, and she's certainly not having to work quite as hard. Physically, you're banging up against bodies, but she's not having to make the cuts on the outside. What a shot.
Scoop shot by Heather Schreiber. It was the only angle she had left. She has 7 points.
She was the MVP of the West Regional, averaging over 20 points and 8 rebounds coming into this semifinals, NCAA Final Four.
And hitting nearly 60% of her shots from the floor. Taurasi, double team, fades away at the baseline, missed the shot. Offensive rebound to UConn and a fresh 30 on the shot clock. Conlon being dogged by Carey.
You've got to take that shot.
Turner hesitated and missed.
You've got to take the free throw. Texas is, if you're going to give up something, you might as well give up that shot rather than the backdoor cut layup by Diana Taurasi.
Carey will try the 3. Beautiful rotation on that. Buries it and it cuts the lead to 1. 5 for Carey.
That had a little curve on it.
Still hit the strike zone.
That's what counts.
Taurasi ends up screening for Strother, tosses up an air ball. Somehow UConn gets it back. But now Texas will come out with a loose ball. And Carey wants to push it up to Norman. Dillard, good look at a 3 and comes up way short. Texas fighting its way back into this game. Inside, outside moves. First, Heather Schreiber. And then the transfer from Stanford, Jamie Carey from the outside. Diana Taurasi has scored the last 7 points for the Huskies, and they are up by 1 over Texas. UConn basketball, 2:16 and counting. Strother, nice spin move to get in the lane, couldn't hit the shot. Norman hustles it up for Texas. Good pass inside to Hastings. She gets it back from Carey. Missed the shot. There's Stevens with a follow.
And that's
a great strength inside.
That's what she does so well. I mean, she's not real mobile. She's not quick. She's not fast down there, but she just bowls people out of there and gets position.
She is tough, and that's the first lead for Texas in this ball game.
And she took her knee pads off.
And Crockett counters. Schreiber loves that outside shot, and why not?
Well, had the career-high 32 points against LSU, upsetting them in the West Regional Final, and she was just on fire, hitting from everywhere.
She was absolutely brilliant in that game. Texas by 2. Whistle and pushing and shoving inside. Tempers flaring a little bit, and the foul is going to go against Anissa Hastings, as she was in there banging with Taurasi.
Well, you can see the arm on her, and Taurasi trying to run her into the screen, and just Hastings blocking any kind of path that Taurasi wants.
And Taurasi was fortunate she didn't get a foul on that play as well.
Well, she's really going to have to keep her cool against this aggressive defense.
Texas on that run. Taurasi fadeaway jumper, way too strong. Nice rebound by UConn. Taurasi. Good pass inside, and a great shot by Barbara Turner. She went down hard, but got the basket to tie it at 33.
But a heads-up pass by Taurasi.
Hastings baseline won't go. Turner with a rebound. Coming up, the singular halftime report. Reese Davis, Nell Fortner, and Stacey Dale Schumann will be along. Take a look at the first game. And we'll also have some live interviews for you.
Gino Auriemma is slowing the game down a little bit. I'm surprised they didn't try to get it in Taurasi's hands.
Battle tried to go down the lane and dump it off, and an offensive foul on Ashley Battle.
Well, Battle made the nice drive, but she long jumped instead of high jumped. You got to go straight up in the air and not into the defense. But Gino Auriemma did a good job slowing the game down, but you got to get the ball back in Diana Taurasi's hands.
20.9 seconds to go in the half, and a timeout for Jody Conrad, who was the first NCAA coach ever to go undefeated. When she did it in '86, her team was 39-0, went back to the Final Four in '87, and who would have ever believed that it would take this long to come back the third time? But she has her best team in a long, long time. And here is the 800 win club, the fastest to 800. And who's the fastest? Pat Summitt. It took her only 961 games to reach 800. Jody Conrad, 1,062. Singular halftime show coming up. Pat Summitt will be with us live. And we'll take a look at Tennessee as they advanced in the first game. Alicia Sayre, a very good long-range shooter, has checked in for Texas. See if they can get her a good look. She's number 5. They're going to run her around the baseline and look for a screen. There's Sayre. Shot clock at 2. Norman's going to have to take it and got it at the buzzer. Terrific play by Nina Norman. They were setting up the shot for Sayre. Connecticut defense that beautifully. And Norman took advantage of it and knocked it down.
The freshman made Big 12 all-freshman team, but just a heady play, aggressive play. I mean, okay, it's back to me. I'm going to take the shot. Do they count to 3? Looked like her foot was on the line.
Let's go to Pam Ward. Pam.
All right, here with Coach Conrad. A great way to finish that half after falling down early. I heard you tell the kids you wanted to get the ball inside. Is that pretty much the strategy?
We were just not very patient early. We've got to get the ball in Stacy's hands. We've got to penetrate. I thought after we settled down, we got a lot better on the offensive end. They're tough to guard. They're a handful. We'll have to really play well on both ends of the court.
Taurasi especially difficult to guard. Any adjustments you can tell us you can tell the kids?
No, I think we just need to stay alert, and the patience on the defensive end wouldn't hurt either.
Okay, hope your voice holds up. Thanks, Coach.
Rossi gives off to Conlon as they run the weave, and then right down the lane to Moore, and Bowers undercuts her. The basket and the foul will be on Bowers, number 3 on Kayla.
Well, and that's a big play for Texas. I mean, Kayla Bowers, nice pass by Maria Conlon, and just a little slip move by Jessica Moore. And Bowers with her 3rd personal foul. She is a defensive stopper for them and gives them that height to defend Diana Taurasi.
And that was a very dangerous play on her part.
Well, and we saw one last week in the Mid-East Regional with Purdue and their player going to the basket and Willette Crockett coming in underneath, and it wasn't intentional, but we saw kind of a play like that.
Those are very scary. Dillard gives it up. Schreiber from the corner. She's got a great stroke already, number 7 all-time, and made 3-point shots, and she's only a sophomore.
I really see Connecticut making the change with Annie Strother as far as defending Schreiber. Even at her size, she cannot defend because she's helping out and not getting back quick enough to defend Schreiber.
Taurasi backs up and fires out an air ball. Ball's knocked out of bounds off of Texas. Let's go to Doris Burke.
Well, Mike, you touched on a point that Gino Auriemma talked about, the balance from Texas versus the non-contributions from these 3 players in particular, Barbara Turner, Ann Strother, Ashley Battle. He said these 3 players must step up and give Diana some support. He talked about the physical nature of Texas. He said, I'm not sure we can match them physically.
And I think he's right about that, Doris.
Well, so you go finesse, but you still have to set a physical screen, I think, and be able to rub it off.
Taurasi working on Bowers with those 3 fouls. Missed his shot. Fights for the rebound and ties Bowers up. Possession arrow gives it back to UConn.
I think Taurasi was surprised she missed that shot.
Like she was stunned, but had the presence of mind to go after the loose ball rebound. And this is going to be on Stevens holding underneath. That will be the first on the 6'1" junior from Winsboro, Texas. Taurasi having a lot of trouble on every inbounds play. Nice drive, basket, and the foul for Barbara Turner.
Well,
so the other players are starting to step up.
Well, a heads-up play by the freshman Barbara Turner, taking it to the left side and little under move to get Schreiber on her for her first foul. But I think coming out of that locker room, Gino Auriemma's got to tell his players, even though they may be more physical than us, we've got to be just as aggressive going to the basket.
Turner gets the roll. Consecutive 3-point plays the old-fashioned way for UConn, and it's a 1-point game. Schreiber against the zone, out to Carey. Dillard got by Taurasi, but there was help waiting. Stevens powers her way in. There's just no answer on the Connecticut side for that.
Well, once she got the ball inside, all the Connecticut players were up above the free throw lane, so there was no weak side help, and so she could put the ball on the floor and really maneuver well.
Moore to Strother. She tries to penetrate, kicks it out to Taurasi. The 3 is short, and Stevens clears for the Longhorns.
And that's how Taurasi started out at the beginning of the first half, settling for those 3-point shots.
Schreiber can't hit her jumper.
And Taurasi is so good at mid-range jumpers, taking the ball to the basket and having pull-up jumpers, and she hasn't really looked to take a mid-range jumper.
Strother trying to penetrate. She kicks it outside. Rim out for Turner, and a foul.
Stacy Stevens, you see the double team, they're just sagging in or up. Now she's open. And once she got open, they played right behind her, and you're playing directly behind her. Stacey Stevens got a wide open shot.
Last foul on Strother for Connecticut. 3-point Texas lead, 17-14 to go in the ball game. Tennessee waiting in the wings to play for a national title on Tuesday night.
Well, they'll reverse the ball a little bit more. Look to get inside. Nice scoop shot. Doesn't fall for Bowers.
She got it back and then lost it out of bounds. Texas actually had a 3-to-1 advantage underneath, but couldn't handle it.
I really like how both these teams are just going at each other, aggressively attacking inside, whether it be off the dribble drive or going into their post players.
And both coaches have made terrific adjustments to try to counter what the other has done. And this will be an offensive foul, and it will be called on Turner, her second. Pat Summitt doing a little scouting. Very pleased after that first game to avenge that earlier loss to Duke.
And her husband, RB, next to her.
The local banker and very vocal supporter of the Lady Vols. Carey with a running three.
Texas a lot more patient in their offense, getting the open shots. Connecticut a little frustrated with some of the calls going their way.
They run the weave outside. Strother. Turner tries to power her way in, doesn't get the roll, and the rebound goes to Moore, and Moore is fouled.
Jamie Carey on the move with the nice pass here, just set up wide open, nobody out on her, and she's got range.
Stacey Stevens just picked up her second foul. Turner powers it up, blocked by Schreiber. Nice job.
Schreiber, that's only her second block of the season. She only had one block coming in this year.
Great time to pick up number 2, wasn't it?
For the NCAA tournament, I should say. But those long arms defensively, she's really picked up her game. And then a three-point shot missed by Jamie Carey when she knocked that last one down.
Here comes Taurasi, always in control. Pull-up jumper for 3, rattled out. Halfway down, wouldn't stay.
And quick shots by Connecticut. Now they got to come back and play defense again.
And they're down by 6.
Boy, Barbara
away
Turner
from the ball. I think it's on Turner. That'd be her third, wouldn't it?
Barbara Turner has not been able to get in the flow of this game because of fouls.
Diana Taurasi's parents, Liliana and Mario. Diana not having a good offensive performance in the second half, has yet to hit a shot after 13 points in the first 20 minutes.
ESPN, the magazine.
Let's check in with Doris Burke. Doris?
Gino Auriemma just told his players, unless they have a layup, they are not to shoot the basketball until Diana touches the ball. So they're going to go through their star, Mike.
Well, you hope that it's not just a three-point shot. She has not gotten inside and taken it in the shots. Stacey Stevens just bullying her way inside on Diana Taurasi. And 2 times only have the Connecticut Huskies been down this year. 3 points to Villanova, which they lost, 48-52 in the Big East tournament, and then to TCU, but came back and won that game 81-66.
That's where Taurasi had her career high. Last foul was on Wilnette Crockett. The freshman picked up her second. Stevens misses the free throw. She's a 66% free throw shooter. She is 0 for 3 from the line tonight.
And she says Heather Schreiber and Jamie Carey have really helped her game this year. She's matured a lot. She's kept her temper down. She would get frustrated at calls and just kind of lose it and then foul again. But she has not done that this year because of the help and talk of those other players.
Texas with its biggest lead at 46-39. Shot clock at 11. Up to Taurasi now, looking for a screen. Goes in against Schreiber and scoops it in.
There's a lot of contact on that layup.
She just wasn't about to give up. she knew eventually she was going to get a shot she could make.
And the one thing that Taurasi does, she finishes shots when she gets inside.
15 for Taurasi. Connecticut trying to step it up defensively. Oh, it was a good idea by Carey, but the intended recipient was cutting toward the basket.
Taurasi with that left hand drive, and just from underneath the basket, how she gets it up there is amazing. But she wanted the contact foul too, but she's got to get into this game as far as getting inside towards the basket a little bit more, and I think getting some mid-range jumpers.
When Gino Auriemma hasn't stopped since that shot either. He was lobbying for a foul on the last play.
Good pressure
Conlon,
defense.
that's a double dribble.
Good pressure defense by Texas, and Nina Norman back into the game. She is so quick.
13 UConn turnovers. One of the reasons Texas is up by 5. Dillard against Taurasi. Hastings is back in the ball game. And they go underneath to Stevens. She powers it up, can't get it. And it looked like Hastings over the back. And it was. Hastings will pick up the foul. Just a reminder, you can catch the NCAA Men's Basketball Championship on CBS Sports tomorrow night. Syracuse and Kansas. Greg Gumbel, Jim Nance, and Billy Packer will bring you all the action of that championship game. And we'll be here Tuesday in Atlanta for the Women's Championship. Tennessee against one of these teams. Battle, baseline fadeaway, can't hit it. Not too many offensive rebounds for UConn.
Jessica Battle on her shots is fading away instead of going either straight up or into the defense.
Tough shot there for Schreiber, and lost out of bounds. Stevens couldn't save it.
Ashley Battle, I should say, she's a good offensive player. She can score points, but Battle, I think, is a little intimidated by the defense.
Not a terrific shooter. She's more of a scorer. And usually scorers don't shoot fadeaways.
Taurasi trying to set the screen. Good fade out there.
Shot clock at 10. Now they try to clear the court a little bit for Taurasi. She has to try the fadeaway. Can't hit it. Texas hustling back down. Norman. Good decision by Stevens to stop, then got the ball back, made her drive, and drew the foul.
Stacey Stevens, again, she doesn't do anything quick, doesn't do it fast, but boy, she delivers and she gets there.
The line has not been particularly kind to her tonight. She is 1 for 4.
But you need her out there. She just creates so many problems for the other team.
10 points now and 8 rebounds for Stevens, so she's close to a double-double. Tied for the team scoring lead with Schreiber at 14-4. There is Kitty, her mother.
I talked to Stacy and said, well, is everybody here? She goes, yeah, my mom and her wild orange hair.
She is a very good artist. She likes to draw cartoons and is really good at it. Drew a couple for us last year. Stevens hits this free throw. 48-41, Texas. 12:44 to go in this semifinal. Conlon gets a nice screen, goes to the baseline, missed the jumper. UConn getting some good looks, but unable to hit them right now.
What a nice outlet by Stacey Stevens.
Norman into the lane, got the roll. The biggest lead of the game for Texas, 50-41. And Gino Auriemma wants a timeout to talk about it. Texas trying to get to the championship game on Tuesday.
Normally a little tired but frustrated, but also the shot. Look at, there's no white jerseys around the offensive rebound. And it's frustrating. You just see the orange out there, and Taurasi really having to work. This is a team that averages over 18 assists a game. They only have 8 as a team so far, and this team scores off of passes. They're trying to create things off the dribble.
And they're shooting only 23% from the floor here in the second half. Taurasi 1 of 6. Conlon can't get by Carey.
The defense has picked up on Conlon, too. Jamie Carey has been aggressive on her. Block shot.
Moore got in the lane, couldn't get her shot. Texas doing a great job defensively.
Oh, great
Norman can't hit it. Boy, great burst down the lane. Taurasi back the other way, calling out the play she wants. Been nothing easy for UConn, has there?
Well, in Tennessee against Purdue, they slowed it up in the second half, and Gino Auriemma mentioned that he thought they ran out of gas. Well, we had said at the beginning of this game, who's going to run out of gas first? Because you start making mistakes when you're tired.
Taurasi with 3 on the shot clock, fires a 3 and can't hit it. Moore gets the long rebound.
And Taurasi's really winded.
She wants Conlon to reverse the ball. Strother hasn't had a look lately. Moore powers her way in, and she'll get the foul on Stevens. 3 on Stacey Stevens.
Well, Stevens fouled out of the Minnesota game against Janelle McCarville, who at 6'2" was just as big as Stacey Stevens, and that was a very physical game.
Moore at the line, the 6'3" sophomore, a 64% free throw shooter, and these are big. She gets the roll on the first one. 10:59 to go, but UConn desperately wanting to cut into that big lead. Got the second one. 11 points for Jessica Moore. That cuts the lead to 7. Get at the half. Schreiber has been solid offensively again. UConn has gone the last 3:37 without a bucket, and Taurasi, who led the way with 13 points in the first half, has only 1 field goal in 7 attempts in the second half, as Texas has played solid defense.
And Schreiber only has 3 points in the second half, but boy, she can go off anytime.
Carey penetrates, baseline jumper. Nice rebound by Moore. Conlon, tough pass ahead. Nice catch in the bucket. Great catch by Wilnette Crockett on a dangerous pass.
Well, a big-time play by Connecticut. This is a team that a lot of people didn't even think would do well during the regular season, let alone make it to the Final Four.
Well, they lost to 1, 2, 4, and 6 players in the WNBA draft. How are you supposed to go 35-1 after that? But they did.
And then recruited 4 top freshmen, and the 1 freshman that started, Nicole Wolf, out for the season.
Stevens double teamed. She did a great job. She hung onto the ball, kept her pivot foot still, and just kept maneuvering until she had a crack at it.
This game, she has had marvelous balance. Her footwork has been tremendous in keeping control on what she has to do in the big step. Her hands are so big that she can control that small ball.
She is tough. 52-45. Exceeded her tournament average already and makes it a 3-point play. 10 points in the second half for Stacey Stevens. The lead's grown to 8.
Well, Jamie Carey, again, defensively, we're not seeing it, but Maria Conlon really has done nothing in the second half to help her teammates.
Connecticut trying to go back inside. Basket and the foul. And it's the freshman Wilnette Crockett who has scored back-to-back baskets.
Conlon's handling the ball, but in the first half, you know, she scored some points. She's got to score more points, but when you got a freshman like Wilnette Crockett coming in, Doris Burke talked about the 3 freshmen. They've got to make some improvements. You got Barb Turner on the bench in foul trouble, and Crockett, she can have some big games for you. She's got a few double-doubles.
Bowers comes back in to give Schreiber a rest. Crockett out of Harbor City, California. 3-point play at this end. So it's 53-48, 9:43 and counting in this game. Norman, a very good-looking player off the bench.
And explosive, can get to the basket, get to the rim quickly. I like the patience that they're showing in their offense.
Norman trying to maneuver on Taurasi. Taurasi got a piece of it. Loose ball. Hastings with a follow for Texas. Big play there.
Anissa Hastings, a 6'2 junior, has those long arms and able to guard a lot of different people.
UConn goes right back inside. The miss by Jessica Moore. And the foul will go against the Huskies. And we're now in the 1-and-1.
Good penetration by Norman, but look at Hastings right underneath, gets the ball, and the nice shot. She only averages about 3 points a game, but in NCAA tournament play, over 8 points.
Missed a shot. Bowers got it, knocked to the floor, lost it out of bounds. Last touch by UConn.
Well, this started out as a very fast-paced game. There were quite a few turnovers. Of course, Texas took care of the basketball a lot better than Connecticut. Now it's slowed down. It's become real physical.
Stevens having trouble inbounding and finally has to toss it in to avoid the turnover, and right to Conlon. Taurasi, a three. Huge shot.
What a gutsy shot.
And Taurasi encouraging her teammates to play defense. A 7-point lead cut to 4. Bowers trying to get to the baseline. Tough shot, and she knocked it down. Taurasi back the other way with Bowers waiting for her. Great penetration down the lane. Lost the ball, got it back, and scored. And Gino Auriemma is glaring darts at the officials. He thought there was a foul as well.
But the presence of mind of Taurasi to let go of the ball and just pick it up for the nice layup.
Taurasi has 20. She has been brilliant in the NCAA tournament. Stevens backing in. Can't hit it. Crockett with a rebound. Taurasi. Dangerous pass ahead to Conlon. Skip pass to Strother, who hasn't had many good looks lately. Strother goes baseline and stepped on the baseline. What a huge play that would have been. It would have cut the lead to 2. Instead, it's the 14th turnover, and Taurasi trying to lead the defending national champion.
Pontiac, official performance machines of the NCAA.
We're in the beautiful city of Atlanta for the women's NCAA finals. This is the second semifinal of the night. Texas on top by 4 over Connecticut. Bowers goes baseline, out of control when she shot it. Somehow got it back, then threw it away. Let's go to Pam Ward. Pam?
All right, Mike, Jody Conrad in that last time out is very concerned about Diana Taurasi because she's starting to get a little bit hot. She says this is Taurasi's time. We have to be ready for it. And on offense, she just wants stronger cuts to the basketball, and she keeps preaching patience. Mike?
All right, thanks very much, Pam. And it's difficult to defend her. She is consensus All-American. Dillard from the baseline, can't hit it. Knocked out of bounds and off of UConn.
Well, that's a tough call. I thought it was off Hastings. She came in flying, but Crockett, I think, has really done a good job on the defensive end, really blocking off that baseline for Connecticut.
Sure has. Stevens looking for room to maneuver, goes with the left hand, missed it badly. 4-point ball game. Dillard waits on Taurasi. She's done a nice defensive job on her when she's been in there. Conlon cut off. Battle slashes in. Missed it badly with the left hand.
Jamie Carey with some spectacular ball handling. And
she can really do that. She's a great passer, too.
And on the other side, Ashley Battle has really struggled on her offensive end.
Schreiber gets it outside to Bowers. And now back to the point guard, Carey. Beautiful scoop shot by Stevens. Just takes that ball with one hand, palms it, and goes up in traffic. 16 for Stevens and 10 boards.
And split that defense.
The lead is back to 6. Taurasi for 3. May have rushed that one a little bit. Good save in the corner by Carey.
And that's just it. All you need to do is just put a little head fake, and then you got a couple dribbles.
Bowers tried the spin move and lost it. Taurasi back the other way. Trying to get by Dillard. Battle. All the way underneath. Hits the layup.
There she was under a lot more control.
And that's the first bucket for Ashley Battle. The lead is back to 4.
Good matchup inside with Lynette Crockett and Stacy Stevens. Both big players. Strong.
Shot clock at 9. Carey will try the 3 and hit it. Carey has 11. 62-55 each time UConn challenges. Someone steps up for Texas. And Carey runs into a really hard screen. She committed the foul before then, and with her history of concussions, you really don't want to see her running into people.
She has been the intangible, the missing piece of this Texas team on what they needed at the point guard position. But offensively, she knocks down the 3, and then defensively, she doesn't get hit in the head. I think the reaction was as far as going into that screen, and Gino Auriemma wasn't too impressed, was he?
No. Conlon, a 77% free throw shooter. These are 1-and-1s, and hits the first. Conlon, over her career, more three-point shots. In fact, twice as many as two-point shots. She missed the second one, though. 62-56. We approach 5 minutes.
And Jamie Carey in her last game against LSU was 0 for 4, but she's hitting the three-pointers in this game.
Schreiber, who had some success early with 3s. Norman has hit a couple of outside shots.
Oh, nice.
Good pass to Stevens. Couldn't hit the shot, and Taurasi with a rebound. Excellent passing. Moore gets underneath, and she hits it. The lead is down to 4. And they are letting them play.
Connecticut's got to make some big defensive stops if they want to get the lead.
Stevens wants the ball down low, guarded by Moore. Runner, no good, but a foul on Conlon.
The Huskies all game, Mike, they have had a difficult time guarding Nina Norman. She is so quick to the basket, a good ball handler. As a matter of fact, when she was younger, I mean, she can do all kinds of tricks. She can dribble the ball with her butt. I mean, I don't know, you know. But
probably in a game, it's not a great idea.
That's right. But she grew up just learning all the ball handling tricks. And with her ability to dribble the ball, she can get to the basket so quick. And I don't think Huskies have anybody quick enough to stay with her.
Well, maybe if they have a 10-point lead with 10 seconds to go, we'll get a demonstration of that, but may not be likely. I don't know how you find this stuff out. Norman hits the second free throw. 64-58. Conlon gets the screen from Taurasi. They're trying to work to get her some room against Dillard. Screen, and I think Dillard's going to be called for running through that screen.
You know what, Taurasi's been doing very well in this game because of the pressure defense that Texas puts on you. She is running that defensive player right into the screen. I mean, it is shoulder to shoulder. A lot of players will run by a screen and give the defender a lot of space, but Taurasi is right up on her own teammate.
She makes sure somebody's going to get whacked in that exchange. Missed the free throw. 1-and-1s have been very unkind to Connecticut right now, and they have missed 2 of their last 3 from the line. And those are huge in the 6-point ball game. Battle is back in. Conlon gets a short breather. 4:05 to go. And you were in a lot of big games. You know when it comes down to this point, you cannot miss free throws.
No, and Taurasi, 82% during the course of the season, but dropped to 77 in the NCAA tournament, and she has not been able to knock down the free throws. But at clutch time, we'll see what happens.
More great steal. Taurasi nearly had it taken away by Dillard, but got it back.
Oh, what a pass!
What a pass! Holy cow, what a pass by Taurasi. One hand off the dribble.
That's what makes her so good.
5 assists for the All-American. Oh, that was a beauty. It's a 4-point lead.
But I really like how Texas is controlling the tempo of the game. They've got the lead, and it's up to Connecticut to come up with the big plays.
Texas has been very cool and hit shots just like that. Norman comes right back after the great Taurasi play and hits a clutch shot in the lane. And Norman has 14 off the bench. Texas being very physical with UConn. Taurasi, tough shot, she hit it and drew the foul.
Diana Taurasi just setting up the defense, curling around screens, and Norman couldn't drop down to help out, but what a great shot by Diana Taurasi.
Somehow Schreiber must have reached in because she got that foul. 22 for Taurasi. She's trying to get the three-point play and does. It is a one-possession game, courtesy of Diana Taurasi, who now is 23. 6 seconds to go in what has been a beauty. Texas on top of UConn, 66-63. The winner goes to the national championship game against Tennessee. Stacey Stevens with a double-double, 16 points, tough inside, 10 rebounds. Diana Taurasi, 23 points, and she has been so clutch down the stretch, trying to get the Huskies back into this game and keep their drive or their dream of a repeat championship alive.
Connecticut staying in their man-to-man defense.
Stevens, offensive foul. Battle, great defense. 4 on Stacey Stevens.
And that's the kind of play for Connecticut that's going to get them back in trying to get a lead. Weak side help by Ashley Battle. And you see Stevens going. She shook her head, and Jody Conrad was not happy with the call either. Little
and
hand
a foul on Carey.
Carey had both her hands behind Ann Strother's, and they've got to take advantage of Strother and her height against Jamie Carey inside.
Strother is an 81% free throw shooter. Will go to the line. Sports Center comes up next. Stuart's got John Anderson. Talked to Jim Boeheim about possibly beating Kansas. Tigers' masterful three-peat. Wouldn't want to bet against that one. And our Sunday conversation with Adam Sandler.
Ann Strother has not taken a shot in the second half. That's her first point in the second half.
The freshman from Castle Rock, Colorado. She too misses the free throw, but UConn gets the ball back. Taurasi nearly had it taken away by Carey.
Tell you, Wilnette Crockett has been the difference in the second half for these Huskies.
2 to tie, 3 to take the lead. Taurasi around a double screen. Got the 3. Are you kidding? Taurasi with 26, and UConn's back on top. What a comeback.
Well, Stacey Dale Schumann said, hey, if it's under 2 minutes and it's a close game, I'm betting on Connecticut. They know how to win in the clutch.
Schreiber, tough turnaround jump shot, rebound to Moore. Who did she give it to? Who else? Taurasi. And she looks winded right now, Annie.
She does, but this is also a time in the game where Gino Auriemma takes control and kind of sets things up.
I'll bet the adrenaline is flowing as well.
They're clearing it out for her.
Shot clock at 9. She works her way into the lane, spins to the baseline, can't hit it. Offensive rebound, and drawing a foul inside is Battle. Great job by UConn on the boards.
Ashley Battle, who has been struggling coming into this game, comes up with 2 big plays, takes the charge, and then a big rebound.
Texas led 50-41, but Diana Taurasi and company have crashed from behind, and they lead now 67-66.
just setting Taurasi up, coming off screens, which they've been doing all game long, and the range by Taurasi and Jody Conrad, seeing that the parents of Taurasi know she's getting hot. They've got to do something to stop it.
4 fouls now on Heather Schreiber, 4 on Stacy Stevens. Let's take a look. Connecticut only 18 fouls. Need 1 more until we go into the double bonus. The possession arrow right now, I think the biggest thing on this board, favors Texas. Both teams with actually 3 timeouts left, so they're all in pretty good shape.
As solid as Stacy Stevens been inside, look for Heather Schreiber. She's only got 3 points in the second half. Obviously, foul trouble has hurt her. The defense by Connecticut has been better, but Schreiber can hit those big shots too.
Battle hits the first. UConn has struggled down the stretch from the free throw line. But that was big. It gives them a 2-point lead. And Battle looks good on both of them. 69-66 UConn. Now how does Texas answer? Norman calls the play. Schreiber gives it up. Norman's been great off the bench. Norman over Taurasi right in her face. It's an air ball. Connecticut had it and then lost it.
7 seconds on the shot clock.
And 55-1 on the game clock. And now Texas wants to talk about it. Jody Conrad wants to set up the strategy for the final 7 seconds of this possession. Diana Taurasi, everybody knows she's a consensus All-American, one of the greatest players in the game, but boy, she can do some things that just leave your jaw agape.
Well, Gina Auriemma has told us and everybody in the country she sees the floor ahead of it. It's a pass ahead, it's a shot ahead. She sees everything developing and knows how things are going to happen with her team, but she doesn't get rattled.
13 in the first half, 13 in the second half, and it's when they have come in the second half, when they absolutely desperately needed them. What did Gina Auriemma say earlier? We may not have the talent we had last year, but we've got Diana and you don't. And that's been the difference. Yeah, that's right. A 2:04 drought for Texas. Stevens can't hit it. Loose ball, Taurasi has it.
Taurasi with the rebound, but Lynette Crockett just played super defense on that play, and she almost got that rebound.
And here's a reach-in foul on Bowers. That's going to be 4 on Bowers. So the 3 front-line players for Texas are all in jeopardy. And that makes it very difficult in the next 39-3 when you try to press, because there are certain players that can't commit the foul. And now Taurasi at the line, where she's hit 2 of 3 and misses the first.
Wow.
She needs to make the second to make it a 2-possession game. And that was a tired-looking free throw.
Well, she's been a clutch player in this game, but look for Texas. They've got some 3-point shooters. What a rebound.
Offensive rebound by Crockett. Taurasi, as one of the best free throw shooters in the country, goes to the line at the end of a brilliant game, misses them both, and the freshman gets an offensive rebound.
Diana Taurasi has been spectacular. She's missed some free throws, but Lynette Crockett, I think she's been the player of the game for the Huskies, how she's come in and just played good defense on Stacy Stevens. She's missed some shots at the end and gotten some rebounds, and a big-time rebound there.
She has 9 rebounds against a very tough Texas front line. Sports Center coming up when we're done here. 37.6 seconds on the clock. It is still a 1-possession game. UConn leads by 3. The Huskies have the ball, and you would have to assume that Taurasi would have it in her hands again.
You think they've got some good free throw shooters that can go out there. Jessica Moore, not a good free throw shooter.
Conlon is. Strother is.
Crockett is not.
Now, on past inbounds plays, Taurasi's had a tough time getting it in because of that Texas defense. They get it into Conlon, and she is fouled with 36 seconds to go.
Conlon shoots 77.5 from the free throw line, and Jamie Carey has played her heart out in this game.
And Carey just committed her 4th foul, so 4 starters have 4. 1 out of 2 from the line tonight for Maria Conlon. She only has 6 points. Make it 7, a clutch. It is now a 2-possession game. Ashley Battle leaps off the bench to go to the scorer's table, and she will come in defensively. They'll put Conlon on the bench after Conlon hits 2 huge free throws. A 9-0 Connecticut run.
If Texas can score quickly, they only needed 2 and get the ball back, but try and see if they get a 3.
Norman.
Hello.
Beautiful shot by Carey. Just drains a 3-point shot with 28.2 seconds to go. Cuts the lead back to 2. Carey in her first year at Texas, boy, she's courageous.
She is 4 of 7 from 3-point range. And as we said, she's got as much will as a Diana Taurasi. She's got that heart and just comes right at you with daggers.
She sat out 2 years trying to recover from post-concussion syndrome, and you've got to tip your hat to Mike Carey, her dad, and to Trish Vanderveer, the Stanford coach, who called Texas and recommended her. They got her into a special program, cleared her to play, and boy, she made a difference in this ball club.
Well, Tara Vanderveer told Jody Conrad, you've just won the lottery.
And then the Texas coaching staff said that she was better than advertised after they talked to Tara.
Well, of course. I saw her play at Stanford in the Pac-10. She was all Pac-10 Freshman of the Year. And she just brings that fire. When she was at Stanford, she played against the Jennifer Azies, the Kate Starbirds, the Jamila Weidmans, and they didn't let up on her at all.
Here's the reset. Connecticut has yet to commit that 10th foul, which would put them in a double bonus. Texas 15 here in the second half. Now they're trying to chase, and Texas has only 1 30-second timeout left.
Well, you think that Diana Taurasi would be on the floor. The reason she takes the ball out of bounds is she's the best passer.
Got it into Moore, almost carried it. Now she's double teamed. It's a jump ball situation, and the possession arrow gives it to Texas.
And the coaching staff of Connecticut, they're up off the bench.
First, everyone thought it was a turnover. Then everyone thought it was a foul. The turnover wasn't called, and we've got a jump ball.
Well, watch for that same kind of play, how Jamie Carey just flares out to get herself open.
Norman handling the ball. Conlon is guarding Carey.
A 3 for the win, 2 to tie it.
Stevens leans in, can't get it. Connecticut basketball. The rebound to Crockett. That is her 10th of the ball game. She has been huge coming off the bench. 8.2 seconds to go. They went back to the reliable Stacey Stevens inside to use those post moves to try to tie it up, but Crockett was right there.
At shoot-around today, Gina Auriemma was all over Lynette Crockett. She's the type of player who doesn't show any emotion. She bench presses 190. She is the strongest player on this team, and boy, she may not show her emotions on her face, but she has done it out with her ability.
She has hit her only free throw tonight, missed that one. It is a 2-point game. 8.2 seconds to go. Conlon goes out. Battle comes back in. Stevens goes out for Texas as both coaches use offensive and defensive substitutions. What a huge shot this is. Missed them both. It's a 2-point game. Schreiber gets it out. Sayre, who's a tremendous 3-point shooter, lost it on the way up. UConn basketball, they win it. Connecticut was down 9. It looked like there was no way They were coming back against a Texas team that had made so few mistakes all night, and yet the defending national champions did come back in. That was a great performance.
What a game to get 500 wins for Geno Auriemma and Jody Conrad, a Hall of Famer, just a class act, and they couldn't get the ball probably in the players' hands that they wanted to, but Texas just all the way around. What a great game for Connecticut in this win.
Heartbreaking for Texas, just nothing but joy for Connecticut. Let's go to Doris Burke.
Diana, you have the capacity to make the brilliant look redundant. How is it that in the toughest moments you play your best? What allows you to do that?
There's just something about this team. We just don't want to go home. And we showed it again today. We didn't play very well, but towards the end we just showed our character, and I mean our team was great today.
When you were down 9 in the second half, what were you thinking?
You know what? We weren't rattled. We just came to the timeout, said get a couple stops and run it back down. And that's what we did. We got good shots and we hit them.
There were times in this basketball game where you looked frustrated with the physical nature of the play. How were you able to maintain your composure and still hit shots in the second half?
Yeah, they were real physical. I mean, they're a great defensive team. I just come over the sidelines and the coaches told me, settle down, be patient, and I tried.
Wilnette Crockett has been in Coach Auriemma's doghouse all season long, but you guys have called her a gamer. She had huge rebounds. Why at this moment does she step up?
She's a gamer. I mean, practice, she wants to stay in, but games, she's ready to play.
You have been known as the Lady Ball Killer. The rematch in the national championship, your thoughts on that one?
We're looking forward to it. Whenever it's a championship at stake, we let one get away earlier, so we're ready.
Congratulations, Diana. Geno Auriemma. Diana Taurasi, time and time again, you've been a sports fan a long time. She is able to step up. I'll ask you the question. What is it about her that allows her to step up in the toughest moments?
I don't know, Doris. You know, if you and I had it, you know, I think we'd still be playing, or at least be better than we were when we played. She's just one of those special people that God bless with an incredible amount of self-confidence and talent to be able to pull it off. And she's not afraid. You know, that's the biggest thing you can say about her. She's not afraid. She wants the ball in the clutch in crucial situations.
Once again, you'll face Tennessee for the national title. Your thoughts on the matchup, Geno?
Well, I thought coming into the tournament, you know, Tennessee was playing better than anyone else, and I thought that, you know, they're the most talented team in the tournament, and they have the most experience coming back from last year and the most depth, and you know, they have a great program. You know, they've won the most national championships, and I think, regardless of how it plays out tomorrow, you know, I think it's going to be a heck of a game. I know that's the game everybody's waiting for, and now that it's here, let's enjoy it.
Congratulations, Geno.
Thanks,
Mike Andy, it helps when you've got the best player in the country.
Doris, it absolutely does, and she was unbelievable tonight. Our Pontiac winning moment, Diana Taurasi, bringing this team back on her shoulders and getting them back to another national championship game. Tuesday night at 8:30, they will face Tennessee for a national title. For our entire ESPN crew, thanks for watching, everybody. UConn wins by 2. Now we'll join SportsCenter.